Yes, I'm at.
Um, Not to my now. Yeah, well, down to the taco house for a little bit, but that doesn't
Kim and Charles
last
Maddox.
very
Is that
long.
that's the judge? Ashley Maddox,
How many times
Michael
and for how many
Maddox,
years did I
Wesley
come down there
Todd.
crying to you because your son wouldn't let me work or go to school?
0.
All right, let me give you a quick
All
rundown.
right,
Of
give
this
us a
whole
quick
case. I
rundown.
watched the full thing, which
3
is about
hours
3 hours
long.
I've cut this down into the best bits, but to summarize, they got married in.
By the way, this
2014.
video is not
They
mine.
separated
I'm just
in
reacting to the video.
2023.
So,
He then
okay.
moved back in with his parents when they were separated. She
All
stayed
right.
in the family home, and she wants alimony, child support, and
She wants
to keep the house. That's what she was going.
alimony,
Problem is,
child
the
support,
house is
and the
actually in his
house.
parents' name.
The shit's chess, it ain't checkers.
So they have evicted her. There's nothing she can do about it. She's not entitled to any of the house, and she's pretty mad about it. And she keeps trying to accuse him of hiding assets. The only problem is she can't bring up any proof. And as you're going to see, she constantly asks the same questions over and over again. Also, she never worked during their marriage.
She's never
They've been
worked.
separated for over a year at this point. She still hasn't found a job. So, in my opinion, she was just hoping that she was.
Who is Wesley Todd? Who is Wesley Todd?
And
Because
child
I
support,
see
and basically
Michael
get
Maddox,
everything for free.
Kim and Charles Maddox.
That's not how this went down. So let's check it out.
Do you know if Miss Maddox is currently working? Ashley Maddox?
I don't believe she is.
Is she capable of working?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Does she choose not to work?
Yes.
Does she get disability income or anything like that?
Oh no.
Why
Why
does she keep making those
She
faces?
chooses not to work.
Look, you choose not to work. Yes. What did she expect? That he was going to say she's disabled. She doesn't look disabled. She chose not to work.
Who pays for the children's clothing?
I do.
Is she just play acting, or why is she making all these faces?
Are you involved with the children's doctor's appointments?
I have been in the past. We both have been.
Mr. Maddox, do you know where Ashley Maddox is living right now?
Yeah, she lives at, as stated earlier, a home that's owned by my parents. But she is being evicted out of that home. She lost the first eviction, and she filed an appeal. So it's just going through the appeals process.
To be honest, it's so sad when a couple are divorcing and they're fighting, because something that once started as love then end up in this massive fight. Is sad, but sometimes it is what it is. Sometimes they need to maybe go through that process to heal. Sometimes they need to maybe be civilized and sort this out between themselves, like a private family matter. But from the way I'm seeing this is coming from this woman, because she's never had a job. Any woman who's never had a job has been divorced, and this is 1 year and she still hasn't found a job. Then she is a problem.
Maddox, who is DeGuan Taylor? DeGuan Taylor?
Oh, Mr. Taylor is actually.
Oh, she has a boyfriend already.
And to the best of your knowledge, has he been around children?
Yes, I seen him driving the Explorer that's in both of our names one day when she actually came to pick up the children. So she was in the passenger seat and he was driving.
And why is this relevant?
Well, Mr. Taylor was
Oh
released from
shit!
prison in 2000.
He's an ex-convict. He's an ex-convict.
23, believe great bodily harm, firearms charges.
He's a bad man.
And is it your desire to have him not?
Of course, you won't want someone like that to be around your children. No way. No
This
way.
is really interesting, right? So they was together for 7 years. He was paying for everything. He seems like a stand-up dude.
He does.
And the kids involved in this, one of them is a child they had together. The other one is actually her child from a previous relationship. So he was already being a stepdad to one of her kids. They're now no longer together. And the first dude she seems to get with is a guy who's fresh out of prison on gun charges and violent crimes. And she's bringing this dude
No.
around her kids. And I guarantee he's probably living there rent-free. But yet here's the first guy, the guy she married. She's now seeking half of all of his assets. And people wonder why guys like this allegedly hide assets. I mean, come on. Do you really think he would want to give her the house where you got some dude fresh out of pen living there for free? Are you mad? Like, obviously not. And I'm not saying he did hide assets. I'm just saying that's what she's alleging.
Okay,
Anyway,
yeah. Let me also add something into what he's just said. I am going to blame this guy because when you went for this woman, you knew he had a kid already from a previous relationship. Don't know what happened with that relationship, but you knew she did not like to walk because she all of a sudden didn't stop walking when she got married to you. When you met her, she wasn't walking. She did not have a job. And, you know, we men, when we go and sell ourselves to women, sometimes you sell yourself to women and expect the woman to come and be something different. The woman is going to fall for what you sold her. If you present her this is what I'm presenting to you. Come and take this. That is what she's going to expect to get. So, in a way, I blame him too because he actually picked the wrong one. And whatever is happening, but the only thing is, he's wise. That is why he made sure that most of his assets were under his parents' name because he knew. And maybe he was expecting that she would change, but she hasn't changed. So that's why he decided to, you know what, move on.
So, Labor Day, your son never texted you and said, Dad, are you getting us this weekend for the holiday since Mom had us the last one?
I don't recall that.
You did not text your son back. I will get you every other weekend like usual.
No.
No, I don't recall that.
And he did not text you back. Is
Objection,
it
Your Honor.
safe to say
Asked and
it's
answered.
Okay, sustained.
I think
Well,
Wesley
keep
Todd is the
asking the
mediator,
question.
and then we have the judge. Yeah.
He's
It-
answered the
yeah.
question. Please move on.
when you were saying you bought everything for the kids, for the wrestling, for the school stuff, the school clothes and everything. Who's done that since 2010?
You haven't got a job, so you don't make any money.
Who has purchased the kids' things?
Yes.
It'd be me because you're unemployed.
How often did you let me work?
No, he's not the one to let you walk. Even though I said I blame him for picking the wrong woman, but he's not the one. He's not holding you hostage. You are an adult, and if the kids are already grown up, you can go get a part-time job. You can do in the UK. You can do 16 hours a week. You can get something at least that brings you some money. It's not him who is going to.
I don't know how I would
Come
stop you
on.
from working. You're a grown adult.
Come on. How dare you?
You know about my health issues?
I've never seen any health diagnosis.
This woman is, I think he deserves to divorce her. You should not be asking him, your ex-husband, if he knows about your health issue, if you had one. He should know already. Because he should have taken you to the GP or to the hospital to see your doctor. That is some dumb question.
To you.
But you were my husband since 2014.
Exactly.
You had to take care of me.
No.
I was not prescribed medication.
Atera is the IT painkiller. Remote monitoring and management, remote access, help desk and ticketing, smart automations, patching, software deployment, scripting.
Not that I'm aware of.
I did not go see doctors.
You may have went to the doctors. Lots of people go to the doctors.
Her questions are
I
just
don't have
silly.
a little disorder called POTS.
Not that I'm aware of. I've never seen a medical diagnosis stating it.
You would like me and my kids, which were named on the eviction notice, all other occupants, to leave the home that we've been living in since 2010, and I've been their primary caregiver since you left this home, so you can move in here, and you were solely one person.
I'm not the owner of the home. I had nothing to do with the eviction.
Smart guy.
But since you are being evicted, yes, I may move down to that home, which my parents own.
Who's paid the bills here for the last
Woman,
since
and because you
2010?
haven't got a house, he's going to move into that home and he's going to have the kids with him until you find a job and you find a permanent home. That is what is going to happen.
Who's paid the bills?
You haven't got a job.
Yes.
You haven't got a job. How do you pay the bills?
I've paid bills.
Yes, you have. Who paid for the
This woman is crazy. So you ask him a question, expecting him to give a different answer. And then he answers the question correctly, and then you affirm. So you knew the answer. Why were you asking the question then?
remodels that have happened to this house? Probably over $60,000. Who paid?
You don't have a job. Where did you get $60,000 from? She hasn't got a job. How did she raise $60,000 to do the so-called decoration or renovation of the house? How?
I have no knowledge of $60,000 worth of remodels, but what's the relevance?
Did you get new windows in the house?
Objection, Your Honor. I don't see how this is relevant.
Okay, ma'am, how's it relevant, any improvements or repairs to the house?
Because this was our home. This was Michael's home until he decided he wanted to divorce me. Now it's all of a sudden their home.
Okay, well, ma'am,
How many assets of ours have your parents had in their name?
None.
The Buick you drove since 2011 when you got it until you changed it into your name was not driven by you and
Yeah,
you
what-
only.
It wasn't my asset until I
Wesley
paid off.
thought it's just like,
Yes,
come
it was
on.
transferred into my name.
I don't understand why she's asking these questions. Even if they did spend 60,000 renovating the house, or even if she did,
From
that
him,
money
because
would
she
come from
unemployed,
him.
she
She's
doesn't work.
unemployed. Her whole lifestyle is
Yeah.
funded by this guy right here, and I'm assuming he probably funds the guy who's just got out of prison as well. Now, her next line of questioning, she's going to try and compare the guy who's just got out of prison for violent crimes and gun charges to his mum, who apparently had a car crash when she was 19
No,
years
she's
old.
not going to do that.
Bearing in mind, this dude here is about 40. His mum's probably about 60. So we're talking.
She's
40
not going to
years
do
ago,
that.
all right?
I said, so Mr. Taylor, you have an issue with his legal history, yes or no?
I'd prefer for him not to be around my children.
Does your mother not have a negligent high charge?
I'm sorry, what? No,
Does your mother not have a negligent charge?
no, I don't believe so. Negligent. I guess I'm not even really sure what that is, to be honest with you.
Your mother wasn't in a car accident when she was 19 years old. And
When she was
somebody that in
19
her
years
car.
old.
I'll sustain the objection. I don't know how her having a.
He has an issue
Ma'am,
with.
stop. When I'm.
You stop. When the judge is talking, you stop. Show some respect.
I don't see how
Stop.
relevant it is if his mother having something when she was 19 years old is relevant to these proceedings.
He said that
I'm
he had an
sustaining
issue.
the
Objection has been sustained. Shut
Okay.
your mouth. The way she's
IRA
speaking,
doesn't-
even she's speaking like an imbecile. Like I that you have.
Whose name is that in?
That's an inherited IRA, and it's not in your name.
It was inherited. Was that in the will?
That's kind of how inheritances usually work. Wills, trust. I don't understand the relevance of the question.
She's dumb.
You didn't tell me that it wasn't in the will. It was given to you almost 2 years after he passed away, wasn't it?
Wesley Todd is getting annoyed by the second.
In a will.
Her line of questioning is just annoying.
Day after someone passes away. But once again, it's inherited IRA and you're not on it.
IRA is financial.
It's inherited. It's not your property.
Who inherited it?
What is she trying to say?
You inherited $400,000?
No, I didn't.
Who inherited the rest of that then?
I don't know what you're referring to. The rest of what?
Where is she heading to with this line of questioning?
When you received that IRA, you did not tell me that it was $400,000 to be split amongst you, your brother, your parents, and your mom.
Has nothing to do with you.
I did not tell you that. And I also can't speak to what other people have.
It has nothing to do with
I
her.
can only speak to what I
I'm asking you if that is what you said to me.
I already just answered it. No, I didn't tell you that.
Ma'am, yeah, you haven't produced any documents to show that anything has been hidden. And I've given you some leeway to get into that. And you simply come back to the same thing, that he's hiding stuff, but you don't have any documentation that he's hiding anything. So unless you can produce anything, you need to go into a different line.
I can get cover from just £179. That's got to be good news.
LV have always made it simple for me to get great value home insurance.
Kind of questioning.
I have asked for alimony, so I don't know why that's not being discussed. He kept me home.
He kept you home?
Since 2010. So I do not understand why I would not be getting it. He has paid for everything up until, he hasn't even stopped right now. So, you've taken care of it for that long.
You see what I'm saying? Because he's been taking care of it that long, she just expects him to.
She is
continue
dumb.
taking care of it
Seriously.
in the form of alimony.
What is alimony anyway?
and a free
Alimony,
house.
is it the money you pay to your wife?
May or may not have got off his parents. She wants that, but he was obviously smart enough to either hide it or
Because he knew he had a
never existed
dumb
in the first
wife.
place. I'll let you guys decide which one is true. But anyway, let's get on to the final bit. This is when the judge basically tells her what she's getting, and yeah, she's not exactly too happy.
When I come up,
Financial support that the person is ordered by a court to give to their spouse during separation or following divorce. Okay.
the parties.
So she wants the financial support and child support too.
That there is quite frankly, the court looks at its minimal amount, means that the
Is she crying or what?
plaintiff would be entitled to receive the sum of $1,304.45 to equalize all of the personal property and the 401k. So the court would order that she would in fact receive that money, the $1,304.45, either through a payment by the plaintiff to her, which shall occur within 90 days of today's date, or through a quadro for that particular amount. I'll leave it up to your client as to what he wants to do, being that it's a minimum amount. He may want to simply pay that in cash if he does.
But Wesley Todd is
the
Michael Maddox's
401k,
attorney,
awarded solely to him,
not attorney, lawyer.
claim on the part of the defendant.
So there you go. She did not get what she wanted because, well, it wasn't in his name. So there you go. Now, it's also worth noting that the kids, I think, were
10 and 13.
So it's not like the kids were young.
She needs to go get a job.
Where she
10 and 13.
to have been home looking after them. No,
They go to school by themselves.
So she has no excuse.
So she spends the whole day just sitting at home watching TV.
He's gonna pay child support, which is fair enough, but none of the other stuff she wanted. And also, in the full court hearing, she constantly tried to argue with the judge. That's
never. If you argue with the judge is a boss.
Anyway, I'll leave it there.
She has to go get a job. She has to go get a job. But I still blame the man. When you get yourself involved with women like this, before you even got married to her, you knew she wasn't working. You knew she was a lazy type. You knew she did not want to work. You knew that you were the one to provide everything. But I guess that's why you had to put all your assets under your parents' name, because you knew that this thing was not going to last. And she sits there and cry and pretend. Nobody's a fool. A fool is only the one who thinks he's smart and thinks everybody is a fool. Lesson learned to all men. And women, get something for yourself, even if it is part-time. If your husband is loaded, make sure that you at least find something that you can be doing. If he tells you not to work, make sure that he puts you on a salary. Make sure that, because if you're going to be a housewife, make sure you're paid for that services. Because as a person, you need to also try and get something for yourself. You need to get something for yourself. If he wants you to just sit at home, he should put you on a salary, because you never know. Time do changes things. Time do change people. Temptations happen. So this is just a lesson for us all, men and for women. Men, know the type of women you pick, and women, get something for yourself at least. Do something for yourself, even if it is part-time. Don't just sit at home, because life can change. What if your husband even dies? Life can change. Anyway, people, let me know what you think, and I'll see you back on the next video. I'm out. Time for school pickup. Let's go.